Kanye get a pass for keeping some of his shit.
He got to.
But then again, he can make some more shit though.
Yeah.
Kanye still got it. He just, I don't know what the
We
fuck
on
Kanye.
record on
Kanye
all
still
those
on
MVGs?
Mars.
We gonna record on everything?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, he definitely should have got, like, he gave that dude freaking H to the Izzo.
Yeah.
And then basically,
I still like Guess Who's Back. Fuck what y'all talking
well,
about.
no, I'm just saying right off the rip, just giving him H to the Izzo was
that's
was
one of the
enough
biggest
to be able to-
smashes. That was a real smash.
Yeah.
Like in a way
Dude,
we don't really
him-
have anymore.
Him and Just Blaze, Jay-Z owed them
Everything.
a bunch of Bentleys.
Yo, so I was at a Just Blaze set one time.
Wow. That's
Bro,
crazy.
you don't realize how many like,
Just
you
Just
forget.
Blaze?
Just Blaze
Oh
is
my
ridiculous.
god,
He's
through
a-
the decades
he's
too.
Dude, Just Blaze will sample something. The next thing you know, he'll play the drums.
Yeah.
Like, he'll move to the
Dude, I was so blown away. I was like, man, I knew obviously that Just Blaze got mad hits, but I like being there and just hearing like song after song after, and just from so many different artists too.
Yeah.
Blown away. Couldn't believe it.
Yo, y'all just jumped in on the damn conversation.
Yo.
Once again, we back.
Bizak. Trizap.
Episode 10. We just freestyling today, saying what the
No
fuck we
no
want. KD, what's up, bro?
Dizzle in the building.
Snizzo.
What's happening?
G, what the fuck you doing, man?
Not much, bro.
All right. And then I'm your boy Ferg. So we was talking about Just Blaze and his set. John, what's up? What's up with that?
I mean, it was just an incredible set. As far as like DJ sets go, or producer, somebody that's not a rapper or a singer on stage watching them, it was amazing because he's got so many hits.
Like when these fucking rock dudes start talking about, yo, like all you're doing is stealing music
No,
and
that's
blah, blah,
nuts.
blah. I dare you to look
Do
at.
people say that anymore?
Yes, they do.
That's so
Fucking
nuts.
dude from Rolling Stones. I can't remember his old heroin arm
Tyler?
filled ass. I forgot his name. Not Tyler. No, it's like one of the guitarists or something.
He said this recently.
He said this probably like a year or two ago, maybe like
That's
that.
getting
annoying.
SMD right there.
That's
I
annoying.
dare
That
look
gets an
at
SMD right there.
look at when a Just Blaze makes a beat. Look at when a Pharrell makes a beat. Like how many instruments are being played on top of that beat. Like, come on, bro. Like, or when a Pete Rock makes a beat, when he's sampling like 3 seconds of multiple songs and putting them shit
It's like
together.
a resto mod
Yeah,
to
well,
a car.
I mean, they're creating new sounds. So, like, how are you gonna say it's not? You can watch a Timbaland video of Timbaland making a beat, and like, there's really very rarely any instruments, but his sounds are like amazing, and he's really creating shit.
When they're basically using those sounds as instruments. Like when you hear a drum and that noise you hear when you hear the drum, that's the same thing. That your vocals is a sound, and they're just using it that way, man. Shit.
I didn't know people still said that.
There's people that still
say it when they hating. When
there's
they
definitely
play it out.
there's still rockers that say that. Yeah, motherfucker, well, give us our shit back.
If
We'll
you
take
don't
the
like
rock
hip-hop,
shit back.
if you don't like hip hop in
take that shit
2019,
back.
you're racist.
Yeah.
Like, what the
Hating
fuck?
ass
Like, you don't
bullshit.
like hip hop in 2019?
Yeah, I mean, but it's the whole. I mean, it's
But
the whole old people
It
shit.
feeds everything.
Oh yeah, dude.
Like hip hop
Black
runs
music
everything.
is literally any music that's popular has been created by black folks.
I know, it's true.
So
It's
you
true.
might as well be fucking with hip hop because like it's become, like it's become now, it's huge. And then the
people
next
said
shit,
the same thing about rock,
I
jazz.
wonder what the fucking next shit is gonna be. Like, what is that sound gonna be?
It might be that electronic wave, man. I know electronic like genre's been popular for a while, but it's never been mainstream. I feel like people are getting more and more electronic.
Yeah,
I don't know. Though. Future music is crazy to me.
I mean, because you've had rappers dabbling in like Waka Flocka, and a bunch of guys dabbling into that whole electronic trap shit.
Yeah,
but it hasn't for some reason. Festival wise, that shit is killing, right?
Oh my god,
crazy
people
music
live
money.
their whole year to go to an electronic music festival.
Yeah, exactly.
For like a weekend, roll around in the mud, do some weird drugs.
Well, it's more. A lot of that shit just sound like hip hop because there's a trap genre in electric music, so it's a lot of that down south trap sound.
Yeah,
that's just like
on some Izzard.
There's teenagers in Germany that are making beats that sound like 3 6 Mafia rapped on in the 90s.
Yeah,
like, it
and
makes
then
no
adding
sense.
just a little bit of electric elements.
Yeah.
And so it's one like I feel like I was starting to feel like if it was going to have its push, it should have already, but that doesn't mean it's still not gonna come.
Right.
But I felt like it should have already had it. I don't know why. Like it's so popular that I don't know why. Like it hasn't Like it's not mainstream. Like you never hear that many.
No,
like
it's not like there's not a lot of radio stations.
It's
right?
crazy, right?
That have
maybe it's because it's such. It's become, taken up by by the new generation so heavily that they're trying. They're keeping it to themselves, internet based and stuff like that. Although it's existed since like fucking almost the beginning of time type shit. You know.
Well,
what I
if
mean?
we got in our conspiracy bag, maybe like big box records don't want electronic music to become mainstream because you can make it on a computer.
Oh yeah.
So like, it'd be really like easy for somebody to have like super successful fame and stuff and control everything. Just from
like,
computer.
it still feels like this shouldn't be stopped because
no, I don't think it should be either. I just feel like the industry's slow to react.
Even them trying to stop it. It seems like it would be impossible in the same way hip hop has been impossible to stop.
Yeah, they tried to take hip hop to federal courts and with the parental advisory stickers and all that shit. Nobody could stop it. They made hip hop every time they tried to stop hip hop, it's made it better.
Yeah, it's like because then the motherfucker just gonna start cursing at your ass, putting you in the records.
That's what made and also that's what made it so successful. It made the white kids in the suburbs like, ooh, this is bad. Like I want it. Like
I love hip hop.
Yeah.
When I first loved hip hop, I'm gonna watch Brown Sugar tonight.
First time I fell in love.
So y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all something.
What's up?
One thing, I cut my hair.
Yeah, you did get that new cut.
I took away the Ferg part. It's gone for a moment. I'm gonna grow it back out to do another hairstyle, but
I cut my hair once and I hated it. Did you have any remorse?
No, I mean I looked different.
Yeah,
but a lot of people say they liked it, but to me, I'm like, I look weird. Like I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, I felt so strange.
In addition to that, Ferg doesn't want to be fat no more.
Don't want to be a player.
Can we get like a soundbite or something?
I wish I had it right now. We started popping off so quick. We just said fuck it. We can do.
What you can do, the best way to not be fat anymore, just pop like all day long.
Sure, I've been doing that for like fucking 15 years already.
I'm talking about 24 hours. 24 hours.
Setting Guinness Book
I'm still fat.
Break dancing all day.
So
if you break dancing all day,
so what you gonna do?
So Ferg is moving weight, man.
All right.
I've already started. So actually, I started before, like. Just like I just was drinking more water.
You see how he's secretly bettering himself, not telling
I was
anybody.
secretly bettering. But I think I told y'all about.
You're gonna be a sex symbol.
Y'all even saw me kind of eating different when I was in here. But
I know. I noticed a new platter on the concessions table.
And so even before, I had already lost like 17 pounds, something like that.
Yeah.
Damn, that's a lot.
So, but it is fucking easy because I'm so fucking fat. Yeah. As soon as I fucking just drank water and changed slightly.
You got to buy new clothes and shit.
Oh, yeah, that's just going to be fucked up. I got some like, I got a lot of money and some shit.
It's too bad you can't make your like feet lose weight.
Man,
you got no reason to buy new shoes.
Well, my auntie Diane G's mother can sew. Maybe she can sew in some of the stuff.
Yeah.
she can pull it.
You can go a long way with the tailor, man. Shout out to the tailors out there.
Yeah. But this week I kind of put it out to the public.
All right.
It's official.
So it's official. So this is the first week I started like working out. I did 6 days. I feel good. I'm sore right now though.
Yeah,
like I'm really, I'm fucking
undoubtedly.
Get you some CBD pills.
Shit, man, I'm fucking with.
Where's the CBD oil at?
Dude, eat that CBD protein.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna be jacked the fuck up. Yeah. My muscles gonna be twitching.
If someone from weed doesn't start paying us, like we promote it so much.
We either gonna get that one shit, that pill that make you have better sex, and then or weed.
I'll take both.
So y'all can follow me, Ferg Movin Weight, no GM moving. On Instagram, it's really mostly about so y'all can see the story
journey
and the motivation because what I'm trying to do is something that is very hard to do. The percentage of success rate is very low. So the motivation kind of helps. Me being at the weight I am, it's just there's a percentage rate that but that's what makes it cool for me.
Because you're real.
It's like
you
shit.
The realness.
I can hit that shit. Because so everybody, already the support I've been getting so far has been really dope.
That's love.
One thing I got to say, and I'll bring in all of my family first. The black folks support has been amazing. I mean, a lot of black people understand this whole diabetes, high blood pressure stuff that can happen with being overweight. Everybody instantly was rocking with me. So anybody that fucking ever try to say that black people don't support each other, fuck you. To my white brothers and sisters and everybody else, the same thing. For my North Georgia brothers and sisters, they've been rocking with me, man. So appreciate it, Ferg Movin Weight. And y'all follow me and help me out.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that journey.
Yeah, man. But, speaking of journeys, you didn't fucking take me to Denver with you.
I know, dude. It was nice. I don't know if you could have kept up with the altitude there.
I told you, fat people got strong lungs. We breathe hard all day.
I'm not even talking about that altitude. Denver, there's a special air out there.
Oh, you was in your conscious bag?
Yeah, as soon as I got off the plane, they're like, we heard you talking about us.
You couldn't find that conscious weed.
There's stores every block with conscious weed in Denver.
Oh, really?
And they got that premium. They're all named like Caviar and shit.
Denver,
nice, like Cristal. Like,
wow. Denver may be the first city that figures out how to grow a weed tree, where you could just see a tree all day, like just blossoming.
You'd be surprised, man. A weed plant will get pretty big.
You can get really big. Any weed can get very big. So,
but yeah, no, Denver is super dope. It's very white. It's a very, very, very white city, but great food, great booze. Obviously, the weed is fun. And it's beautiful out there. It's like really nuts how beautiful it is.
So I got a question. Is the Colorado weed better than the Cali weed?
At this point, I don't know how you'd tell the difference. Like, they're definitely doing some scientific shit out there. And I was impressed because I'll say this. Actually, I think Colorado's better. I'll tell you why. And California is different now than when I lived there. But when I was in California, you had to have like the medical card, and it was this whole thing. And it's still the dispensary process wasn't like super sexy yet. But in Colorado, you just have to have a license that says you're over 18. You can go in there, and they're like immediately when you walk in, they assign somebody to like walk you through the store and show you everything. It's like a concierge service. Super dope. And they have everything. Like,
how much would a good shit run you?
I mean, if you're getting leaf, it's still pretty expensive. They have very different price points. You can get shot
like premium, regular, and
as
super
expensive as $400 an ounce. You can get a little cheaper than that if you want some more like mid-grade shit.
How are the edibles?
The edibles are wonderful. That's what I would recommend: is the edibles and the oil pens. The oil pens are the shit. You can just take them everywhere.
Are they natural?
Yeah, it's natural. But not as natural as
A natural is a gummy kit. Gummy.
No, the oil pens.
I mean, there is like a little bit of controversy on how it's made, because like I think like the process of like getting the concentration of weed out of a leaf into an oil form, I think it does involve non-natural products, but
acetone and
no. I don't think acetone. There's like bootleg like ways to make oil that involve stuff like that, but nowadays like it's pretty medically proven. It's no combustion in your lungs. Like, it's better.
I think I'm pretty sure it's pretty natural. It's probably the same way how you get aloe vera like out of
yeah. But Denver's dope, dude. I recommend a trip there to everybody. And G was out there shortly after me.
Yeah, G went out there.
Do they have some topical shit? You just rub it on your skin?
Yeah, they got
the CBD
everything.
something.
Lotions, everything.
I would like to see pictures.
Gloss.
Do they let you take cameras in there?
I did a video. Like, it's not sketchy. That's what I'm saying. It's way it's just straight up.
It's like a weed Walmart.
It's just regular legal. So it's like if you went in a store and just like, I want to take a picture of this plant that exists.
Yeah, and dude, you can buy little plants there. Like, it's so dope.
Can you buy plants that you may not even ever smoke? You just take care of.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, just plant
a weed plant that's just like,
just have like a weed plant.
Has a beautiful flower.
Yeah. 100%.
I might just buy some land over there just to get
down. That's the other thing. It's not affordable out there.
We know Jay-Z just invested a whole ton of money into the whole game right now. Yeah. He's trying to take that shit over for real.
I was out there for one of the day jobs, and it's like franchising convention. One of the franchises there was a weed dispensary, and they're running it's depending on your ability to operate as a business owner, your profit margins can vary. But they're doing like $6 million a location. Oh. The spot that I was in, they were doing like $20,000 a day. Like, those are crazy numbers.
I'm just trying to build.
Well, what's the tax on having a?
That's the thing about it is you can run a $5 million store and still not make any money.
Break a profit. Yeah. The tax got to be ridiculous. Yeah.
There are people out there that are killing it, like, making a ton of money. You just have to really know what you're doing.
Eventually that's gonna like level off.
As soon as the federal government wakes up, everything will be a lot easier.
And that's when the weed man really is gonna be like gone, like
obsolete.
Well, That's the crazy thing. Is like
cocaine.
the weed from your local dude is much more affordable.
Yeah.
Like legal weed is not necessarily like I very rarely cheaper.
Because they got that tax on it.
Yeah. Once it goes legal or federally, though, people will just be able to grow it. So you won't need that premium store-bought shit. You might just keep a little pot in the backyard, you know?
Yeah.
And not even just the tax on it, just the like process of having like employees and shit and like
overhead,
making it easily accessible, branding.
Well, and
marketing.
even like, so like they can't use a normal POS to ring up the purchases.
Can't.
So they have to go through this like weird, like, loophole where it's like they do like instead of it being one transaction, it's like 4, and it's split up a number of different ways.
I had a client trying to figure out the easy way to like do this through like some app form.
You pay somebody a lot of money,
and there's typically like a one company that you could really only fuck with because none of the banks is gonna fuck with the transactions from drugs right now.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, I mean, not exactly.
Even
but
if this is FDA approved, this is FDA approved, right? This shit is it FDA approved?
It's not federally legal yet.
Yeah, no, it's not. Okay, so I think
confused.
like we're at a point now where we know that the AMA, like the American Medical Association, say there's nothing. You can't overdose from weed. It's not a carcinogen. Like weed is not at all like what we thought. Well, it's an inebriate. Like if we're being real, like it's an inebriate, but it's not a toxic, like, you know,
poison.
Yeah, no. So
it's not poison. Natural.
Yeah, and it also does have potential, like in terms of like alternative medicine world, it does have potential like benefits.
It's
from
more
the
healthy
side
than a
effects.
cigarette.
Yeah, well, and it does legitimately help cancer patients have appetite and, you know, all kinds of things like that.
Until these fucked up big brands get a hold of it.
Marlboro's already got the green pack ready to go.
They're gonna
swear to God.
They're gonna eventually after several years, they're gonna put fucking. Don't fucking buy from them dudes, man. You better stick with the local dude.
Fresh.
Yeah,
you want that
fresh.
Whole Foods.
Because they're gonna start doing the same thing they did with cigarettes, man.
Oh yeah, 100%. Because like tobacco is natural, like it's a carcinogen. You shouldn't smoke shit. But tobacco's not like just the plant is not as bad as like a pack of Marlboros.
A pack of Marlboro, yes, it's way.
Pack of Marlboros is poison.
So much poison goes in that shit, man.
Yeah.
To like get you hooked.
Yeah, it's nuts. Man. But yeah, no, Denver's the shit. Everybody should go there.
You should support your local weed, man.
Yeah.
Dude, I want to build weed apps, man.
Support your local weed.
I had some. We should talk after because I had some ideas while I was out there.
I would love to get 2 Chainz involved in something.
Don't fuck with me on that shit.
Dude, you know 2 Chainz already got his gas. Like he's ready.
I know I gas, but he should have had trap houses.
Yes.
He should have a trap house in Denver.
Dispensaries.
That's the dispensary.
The trap house.
Yeah.
Have a museum and a dispensary.
There.
And branding's there. Everything's there. Have an app the way like it's. Oh my gosh, man. Hallelujah. 2 Chainz, call me, bro.
Yeah,
I'm in the technology. I know this shit.
I know weed.
Yeah.
So look, and I can talk hella shit.
We know an individual that did smoke a good deal of weed back in the day, Tupac.
Yes.
I found, and as maybe some people know about, a letter that Tupac wrote to Miss Madonna. So Tupac used to date Madonna. You know,
I wrote a letter to her too.
Madonna, but I wrote a letter to her when I was a kid. Man, I was like, yo,
just like a prayer, you can take me there.
You can be my first white girl.
Like a prayer, man. When you start finding out what Madonna's lyrics mean, you're like, oh, she gets down.
She's a real one.
I mean, she explored her sexuality like every woman should be allowed to. You know what that allows for? A better experience for men like us.
Also, like a less stressful relationship.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's nice.
So,
so what's the word though?
So him and her dating, and at one point, Pac wrote a letter to her while he was in jail, I think in like 95 or something like that.
Pre or post breakup?
This was post breakup.
Oh, okay.
And so he talked about I kind of skimmed over the letter. He kind of talked about how he was sorry about, hurting her. So obviously he must have hurt her. And that, his problem is that one, he got scared. Like he didn't want to be one of many that, got taken down by Madonna or something like that. Right. One of the black men. In addition to that, he was also afraid of, how he would be perceived as far as his image go. His whole.
What if Dear Mama was Dear Madonna? Dear Madonna.
Like his whole fist up,
Yeah, Black Power.
Black Power. He's like, what would black people think of me? Like I got, I got my little snow bunny next to me.
And I think that was a struggle that Tupac went through in a couple of different lanes too, right? Like, because he has like Dear Mama, but he also has like Let's Get These Bitches. Like, he's got a lot.
He's bipolar, man.
Yeah, he's got like I don't want to say split personality, but he was kind of like rode two sides of the fence, you know, but not in like a hypocritical way. I just think he was both things.
Because he was conscious and radical.
He was yin and yang.
I think he talks naturally in male human emotions.
That's what I'm saying. Like he wasn't holding back. Because like as guys, we go through that, right?
And that's why it's not a direct comparison, but like in the way they think about how their emotions are. Him and Wale are close to the same to me in that way, where like
Wale
they really they talk about the spectrums of what a man is. Like, yo, the dark side. If you fucking hurt a man,
Wale would be like, let's hit the strip club.
Yeah. But then the next time let's hit the strip club, and we'll talk about Wale a little bit more. But so like I think. But that's just like what Tupac was saying was just what a man would say. Like one moment we don't want, like we want our women to be good. We want them to be safe. And there's another moment we want to smash them.
I think what's
and they hoes and bitches.
What's interesting that's what it is, letter, right? Though is like
for real.
Yeah, that's a real man.
No matter how many times you see it, like for me at least, I'm always surprised by how poetic Tupac is. Like even in that letter, like he's writing some real like damn dude, he's really. You know, even just in a letter, he's putting bars down. Like it's really impressive.
Yeah, man, he's definitely doing his thing.
But one thing I would like to point out, like like me and John discussed earlier, basically how cheap the stuff is being auctioned off. It's like it's an insult to me. Like this is like a national like.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah, this is like a national artifact. This should be in like the. What's the museum in DC? Whatever that
Smithsonian or some shit.
They should have a Tupac display. Yeah, or something, because he's a national treasure.
Maybe not this letter as much, but maybe like some like original artwork when he was a kid or something.
I think that type of memorabilia can definitely affect the price point, but I also think that there's a lot, especially signed shit. There's a lot more memorabilia out there than you'd think. Yeah. Even though he had a short career, it's sort of like lady that wrote To Kill a Mockingbird. Like one time my mom was gifted a signed copy of To Kill a Mockingbird. She was like, oh, I just got like 20,000 right here. I can sell this shit.
Find his mom and get that.
And turns out that all that author did was just do copies of that, like signed.
Oh, yep.
So there's like shit ton. They're like $10 on eBay.
I bet you if Madonna acknowledges this letter that this is actually, I haven't seen.
It's like history, bro.
What if Madonna has her letter? Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, if she acknowledges that, this is a real letter, that we did date it. I mean, everybody knew they did.
Everybody knew they did,
But she really she really never acknowledges those dudes she dated.
I don't really hear her talking about
Big Daddy Kane. She don't acknowledge
because she's a real one. When you doing what you do, you don't be out in the streets like that.
Or is it that she didn't want people to? Maybe it's for her image. I don't
know if that I know what you're saying.
Don't give a fuck about that.
A lot of people that would be true, but Madonna was.
No, she was radical.
She was pushing too many boundaries.
Let's not think that a lot of these artists are playing an image. You have a specific image. Black men being in your image ain't always the image when all of your fans are mostly white young women.
No, most of her fans are from the gay community. Like Madonna was most huge in the gay community.
I'm talking about now she is
voguing and stuff
from now she is, but like early on, white young women were all about her. They dressed like her. All of that. That was her power.
Yeah. Celebrate.
What I'm saying is, I'm not saying that that's what Madonna is. I'm saying those are things we have to think about when it comes to famous people. I just think
that you can go back to like her first music
because
video.
The reason why
she was never.
This is the reason why I'm telling this story, because there's a guy. Well, I heard this on what was it on? Whose show was it on? It was on not K Slay, but
what happened?
He was talking about how Madonna didn't want to claim certain famous relationships that she was in with black men. So he was basically saying that type of deal, that she was kind of like she wasn't because of that situation.
Because they were black specifically. Because they were
that's
black.
That's what he was hitting at. But a lot of times,
I don't know. I mean, there's a that happens in a lot of different ways, right? It's like why there's a weird reference, but in the porn industry, a lot of like the really famous, high paid like Jenna Jameson type porn stars for a long time, they wouldn't like fuck black male talent because that would like lower their rate.
Yeah.
So and it's like that happens in like a lot of ways.
Yeah. So
I get what you're saying. I don't really know. I just don't think of it's just weird to think about Madonna as like being afraid to like be controversial.
Being politically
she's controversial like every step of the way.
But
every single one of her
songs
even
said,
is
like,
about
fuck
her
Trump
getting
or some
dicked
shit
down somehow.
But I realized so many of these. I remember when Ron used to tell me like,
I love you, Madonna.
It was Neo. Like he was messing with one of your he was trying to mess with one of your frat sisters, and like that motherfucker like Neo like just had like a thing, like he had a list. This is the shit. This is my shit. And I believe that there's a lot of artists that have this persona that it may not just be them. It may be people around them. Like, hey, you gotta be this person. You can't do this specific thing. And it may not be.
Wait, what was Neo's list? I missed that.
I can't remember. He just had to be this certain persona. And Neo, now he's finally like, man, that shit was stupid. Like now he kind of talks about that now. Yeah. But it was like, it's so stupid. I just couldn't be. Yeah, you had to remember certain things that you've said before and who you're supposed to be.
But I think that's why it's neat to live in today's times where we have like Cardi B's, Lil Nas X that don't do the industry game.
And you can't control them because like you got social media.
Their whole shtick is that like you can't tell them what to say.
And social media exists, so it's hard for a publicist to be like, you got the shit right in your hand and your phone, like, oh shit.
Hop on Twitter, say something controversial.
So let's say we don't know that that's what Madonna's thinking, or she actually did those things. Yeah. But it's a topic, right?
It also is a thing that happens rampantly.
Yeah, it definitely happens rampantly. So, but we still fucks with Madonna regardless. Yeah. And I don't think we don't have evidence to say that it's closer to that she would do something like that than she wouldn't. So I think we can safely say that, she loves the brothers and she don't give a fuck.
Like KD said, shout out to Madonna.
Shout out to Madonna. Yo, give me my chance to. I mean, that's an iconic. Like
right now,
Madonna and Janet Jackson. Those are those iconic ones where you just want to bang.
Abdul.
Well, you bought those two.
Man, Paula Abdul is nice.
That's a good one too.
Since I was a little kid, I had like a little. I see you. Yeah, she's nice.
I'm all with Martha Stewart.
She gangsta.
Yo, Martha Stewart's got that personality.
Yeah, like, Martha Stewart. Look, you see,
if we're doing bed, wed, dead, like Martha might be my wed.
I could date Martha Stewart for a good 6 months. Yeah. I could date her for a good 6 months. Yeah, good 6 months.
And she's smart.
And she'd be a ride or die. I bet you she'd be a ride or die.
You can build an empire. She has an
empire. She didn't snitch on anyone.
Yeah, dude.
So of course she's ride or die. She didn't. She just did her time quietly.
I guarantee
Gangster.
I guarantee you, if I sold drugs, Martha Stewart would hide a key in her granny panties.
100%. You remember how you were saying you don't think Tekashi is like real gangster or whatever?
Right.
Martha Stewart's more gangster than Tekashi 6ix9ine. Like look at the way they handled their shit. She's taking it on the chin. She did
it on the chin. She didn't snitch.
She more gangster than a lot more people than Tekashi.
Yeah, I know. She's more gangster than dudes who murdered people.
Yeah.
She also has a show with Snoop Dogg. It's pretty badass.
Yeah.
Do you think Snoop real gangster?
I think he was mad crazy. Yeah, he had a murder charge. He killed someone. Like it's a public, like documented, like it's not innuendo or suspicion. Like I don't remember who it was, but somebody affiliated with Dr. Dre on Dr. Dre's like basically pleading this record label person to like paid a bunch of money to get Snoop a good legal team when he was going through some murder charges. Like I think he was really crippin'.
Like, yeah, no, he definitely was crippin'. Yeah. But I think that had to do with like his bodyguard and
No, I mean I don't think he had a bodyguard at this point.
I think what happened was there was an altercation between his bodyguard and somebody else, and that's why.
I don't think he had released Doggy Style yet. I'm like 90% sure.
I'm talking about his case.
Shout out to Doggy Style.
I'm talking more about his case.
When he was going through
I was going to his case. Sorry, I'm that.
But he had and I don't think it was his. But anyways, we'll have to look it up. But Snoop's got a crazy backstory. Oh
yeah, Snoop is about that. I mean, there are Crips known to fuck with Snoop.
I think he'll still slap someone if he needs to. Like I don't. think...
when I mean, I'm not gonna try him, but I'll just.
When the game's
all arms.
When the game was planning, the game was planning on when some stuff happened in LA. The gang was planning on going up to the police department, and he said. And they were, at the time, everybody was angry. And he was like, "Yo,"
like Nipsey was trying to go talk to
No, the game has just the game, and this is just the game and Snoop, right? So I can't remember what happened at the time, some fucked up shit happened in LA at the time. Everybody was angry. The gang was like, yo, we going up to the police department, right? And Snoop didn't know what was going on, but Snoop was ready for war. And because Game said, I'll call you in the morning. And so what the game decided is we're just going to go there and actually try to have a real talk with him. But I think the game was wanting to go for war too at first, but then he thought about it. And so Snoop ready for that. When it's time, Snoop can bring out them.
Yeah.
Snoop is riding.
He riding. He definitely riding. So let's talk about another rider, Cardi B. Cardi B can't be fucked with, man. Like she cannot be fucked with.
Is she harder than Nicki Minaj?
Yes, she is. Nicki, she can't be.
I'm so tired of people trying to say that Nicki is better than Cardi. I get in this with my friend group. Like Cardi is so much.
Why are they in the same conversation?
Go ahead, John. I mean, go ahead. No, I'm like.
Cardi is way more authentic than Nicki.
Yeah,
Nicki is like one of the phoniest like people out there.
She's straight image.
That's why Nicki can't beat her.
Yeah, she can't beat her.
She can't beat her. She can't beat.
When you make your shit off of being real, you can't.
Let's say Cardi ain't even authentic. She is fucking amazing at acting like it. Like
she's literally the
definition
of authentic.
Yo, you talking about?
She get a SAG award.
Goodness fucking gracious! When I saw, so she had this video. I was gonna play audio with it, but I didn't get it together. But I don't know if you saw it probably on the WeLuvTrap Instagram. She puts out, so Jermaine Dupri at some point, we'll talk about that now. Jermaine Dupri was on the show, I think, on The View maybe. And
should we start by acknowledging like he's definitely like a legend in the game?
Yeah, Jermaine Dupri.
And he might be going through like he's old now. He
also acted after this. He kind of made up for it.
Okay.
But
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, well, people called him. He was like, "Okay, I understand." He took the criticism.
That's dope. That's dope.
Y'all need to fill in. Y'all like
I am.
What the fuck is going on?
So Jermaine Dupri, he was asked the question. He was talking about like the legends. He was talking about how he kind of like how Da Brat like kind of changed the mode of like made having a female rapper viable because she sold 8 million records. So
shout
now
out to Da Brat.
It was money in the game. So
she was also dressing like a dude. Like she was doing a lot of things that weren't
writing for Bow Wow.
So she was spit, and they asked him like, who is his favorite now? He was like, he was saying like a lot of them, they not really.
He said
talking.
All.
Yeah, he was saying. Well, yeah, he was saying all of them. Like they're talking about. Yeah, that was a. I don't think he actually meant all. People say that they generalize.
I know.
But he was saying all of them are like stripper rappers. Or stripper rapping. They're talking about how they sucked dick here, they stripped here, and all of them had the same subject matter, right?
And he's like, "Oh, you worked in a club. You worked in a club. You worked in a club."
All of you are talking about the same shit. Yeah. And so then.
They came for him.
Women, they did. The internet, women of the internet came for him, me to them. And then
but Cardi B though.
Cardi B posted, she initially posted first Instagram post was like, yo, you know what I mean? I talk about my pussy and stuff like that because one thing, she's my best friend. And another thing, like, that's me. That's who I am, and that's what people like. Blah 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 blah.
She was like, I also tried to put out a more conscious record, and it didn't do well. So she was like, I do what does well.
So then she goes into later on. She starts talking about all the rappers that do just spit and spit bars like a Rhapsody. She gave them mad props. It's like y'all don't really put them on magazines. You don't put them in blogs. Blah blah blah
Rhapsody,
blah. They not talking about
artists.
Yeah, they're not talking about they pussy, Tierra Whack, all those girls. Yeah. They're not talking about they pussy and all that stuff, and you don't rock with them. So we do have artists like that who spit, and y'all should. She was bigging them up. Said y'all should check them out. She's done that multiple times for Rhapsody. She said y'all should. She said y'all
Cardi for president.
She said y'all should check them out. Blah blah blah. You should be putting them in more stuff, and y'all should give them the shine that they deserve. I'm like, this motherfucker right here.
She turned it right back on him. She turned it right back on him.
Good. She's fucking good. Like I'm taking music out of it. There is no way Nicki can catch up to her.
Have you ever heard Cardi talk about history or politics?
Like everyone's.
I think she has.
She's like college professor smart.
She
knows her shit. Like I'm like, yo, how do you?
Or
I
at
don't
least
know how she retains it.
Or she'll at least make sure she does her research before
she sounds like a motherfucking Wikipedia when she talks. Like it doesn't make any sense. Like,
I just don't like her voice. I like her rapping better than talking, but
But but that's what people like too. Yeah. She talked just like a chick from the Bronx whose mom doesn't speak English. Oh my God. And you know, when I go here, and then I broke my fucking fingernail, and then all this shit, and all you see is all this shit. Like, you got
that's a pretty good Bronx accent.
I know, right? I'm pretty good at that shit. I can really make some voices.
That accent was on point.
That's the first time I ever did it. While I was doing it, I was like, damn, I'm doing this pretty good.
Here's my thing. Like, I guess in society, especially in the internet, we're too quick to overreact, right?
Yeah.
So, like, there's a lot of misinterpretation happening with this Jermaine Dupri thing. I will say it made him seem out of touch. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? To use words like all and like, you know, say that everybody's doing the same, you know, like even back in your day, that wasn't the case. You had Missy Elliott. You had like a lot of.
I think he was really trying to say is what I'm seeing from mainstream artists that gets the shine is this. But then what happened was people responded. He said a lot of people called me. A lot of people talked to me. He ended up making this hip hop cipher thing, so deaf hip hop cipher, female hip hop cipher, women hip hop cipher. He said like people called me. I was like, okay. He's like he took the criticism well. Like he wasn't like he was like, okay, I understand what. My bad. I think he was also saying like, you know, I kind of spoke wrong, but like you gotta fuck with it. Like, all right, you good, Jermaine. Like you took the knowledge and.
It's one of those things, and it's the nature of like clickbait headlines and stuff. But like when you first hear it, you're like, "Oh fuck!" But then when you really like contextualize everything, it really wasn't as big a deal as the internet made it.
I got two things that came out that was very good out of this thing. It shined light on like I think it made people more conscious. Like we do need to get these spitters out here. Because shame on me because I always overlook Brat. As a female artist. Right. Always, shame on me.
Yeah.
And she definitely doesn't get today. And she spits. Like, we don't talk about her like the way we should.
And she spits like a motherfucker.
Super talented.
And also, I think now going forward, people will start saying, you know what? We got some real female hitters out here who need this shine.
Yeah. Yo, you put me on to her, but Rhapsody, she's like...
She's a real spitter.
Yo, there are very few people that I look forward to hearing a new album from more than Rhapsody. Like she is.
So Rhapsody went on her Instagram and like gave and shouted out Cardi. Said, thank you.
I saw that.
Like,
that
thank you for that. And you know, because she said, you know, Cardi has done that for her multiple times.
Yeah.
And like that's the thing about Cardi, man.
Yeah,
like she getting the support from the underground women. Like
when
all
has
of the
Nicki
women
done that?
Yeah, like
name one time.
I can't remember.
She's
like
so rude.
She got a circle. She got a little circle that she stands with.
Young Money, and even then, she's beefing with some of Young Money.
How is she?
It's that it girl type. She's like had that it girl mentality.
Yeah,
it has to be about her and her. She's a clout. I don't want to say she chases clout.
She likes Ariana Grande. That's who she fucks with. That's
Beyonce. Who doesn't fuck with Beyonce?
Yeah, well, everybody loves Beyonce.
I think it's all about maintaining all the clout, and the thing she's trying to dictate clout. Fuck that. Be real.
Yeah. It's almost like Cardi don't give a fuck if she get knocked down off the pedestal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm gonna be the realest bitch you ever known in your life. It don't fucking
matter. Like, I'm gonna do what I want to do. If I get knocked off this pedestal, I'm still gonna try to grind and get back up. Like,
I don't know how to explain why, and it might not be true. It just feels like a lot of Nicki has been pretending, and Cardi, I don't think there's ever been any pretending. Like, I don't think Cardi's ever put on a front. And I don't know how to say why that is or why I feel that.
I think maybe later after Cardi, Nicki may have pretended. I think before she didn't have to. She didn't really have to say nothing.
Man, I know people reference those DVDs she was on back in New York days. Yeah. I haven't liked her since she ruined that one song on The Drought 3 with Lil Wayne. That was like way back when.
I'm just trying to figure out like
people
how
love Nicki. I'm she's sexy, but like
I don't know how Nicki can get back up there. Like I don't know what she can. This Cardi B woman is just too, and then the rest of them coming up are down to earth too. Yeah. Like you like Meg Thee Stallion is just down to fucking earth. Yeah. Like
homegirl.
I don't know how you got to be down to earth and like. I don't know what.
Quit being so extra.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, it's just karma. You know, she had to feel like she had to kill off. You know,
Lil' Kim.
Yeah, Lil' Kim.
Yeah.
And now she's kind of like facing her doom now.
And her song isn't doing that great.
No, it didn't do well at all in its second week.
She want to sue everybody and blaming everybody. And this is like the second or third time I'm hearing this.
Have y'all heard her talk on Queen Radio?
No, I would never listen to that.
It is. I caught some snippets.
Yeah.
You know how I check out everything.
No.
it sounds so terrible, man.
Yeah,
and it's like, yo, you're a truly narcissistic human being. Like she's just getting on there, just being a jerk.
She's like I don't know how to say it. Like a Wendy
Williams. Yeah, she's being a jerk. Like I'm like, yo, go sit in a corner somewhere and like chill out.
I think Academic and Joe turned me off. Like when they started talking about. Like I was like,
I don't know what they said about her, but it's not good.
I was like, I don't know if I want to listen to it. Like, so yeah,
it just sounds like her just talking shit on everybody and blaming everything that's ever bad happened to her on like everybody else. And
hopefully, Nicki gets used to sitting in that spot that's number one for a while because right now, like I don't know if she can get it back from Cardi anytime soon.
She needs to try something new, that's for sure.
She needs a new hit. That shit got to be such a smash.
New sound.
Like, it has to be nigga, she got to bring Michael Jackson.
She got to get back with Meek Mills. She got to get back with Meek.
She got to raise that
that's
nigga.
That's when she was best though. Was when she was with Meek.
Yeah, that's when she was great.
Yeah.
She got to raise that nigga Michael Jackson from the dead. He got the moonwalk in the video.
She got to go to Elton John.
Elton John.
She got to go to the
resuscitate.
That means she got to come back to the ATL. That's where she kind of boomed her career off the ATL.
Yeah,
so
it's true.
So
she had to start stripping.
Something else that I got to talk about. She might as
well. She got all that body work. But she might as well get it in there.
She got to practice a little bit and then get it together.
Just lay on the ground and do.
But then everybody be like, "Oh, you trying to?" It's like you got to
make your booty do that.
But then at the end, everybody be saying, "Oh, you trying to get Cardi life?"
Yeah.
Yeah, Cardi was a stripper.
Cardi clone.
Yeah.
But I mean, all right. So I get like I know that Nicki. I don't think Nicki was ever a stripper, right?
Nah, she just a Brooklyn girl.
I don't think she ever
Queens.
was
she
either.
from?
I used to think that she was.
But that's exactly what I was gonna say. Like she still did the like sexed up rap shit. Like it's not like we're talking about grades of shade as far as like the content of her raps versus.
This was like
Cardi's.
Before she was even really, really out. I only maybe heard one thing of her.
Maybe like Cat Stats.
For some reason, I thought somebody was saying she was a stripper, but I don't think she was.
Cardi said I sucked a few dicks.
So that might have been a
Cardi
story.
Said I drug him. Like
She can't do. Cardi B could kill.
She said she's so hard.
She could kill a family of people and still survive it.
No, America's reaction would be like, what'd they do to her?
But yeah, like why did they
force
Cardi? They was
like, you fucking with her for?
Like they would do it just the same thing. She could do the same shit Danny did on Game of Thrones, and they'd be like, nah, but y'all do something.
True.
All right, so one of my favorite things is
Cardi should be on Game of Thrones.
Fucking Snowfall is back, guys.
Dude, I'm excited.
I know you guys haven't seen the episode.
I haven't seen it yet.
I'm
so excited though.
So a lot of people were asked like, how would the show be after John Singleton? Right. It's fucking amazing.
Really?
That shit is amazing, nigga. That first episode.
Tell us how you really feel.
Bruh, if this shit was on Prime, like the main TV times on the main days, that shit could win an award. That first episode.
I do think it's
Is it better than The Wire?
No, but it can't. I don't know if it's different. It's so different. Like
it's
even though it's drugs,
Sugar Hill.
Even though it's talking about the Sugar the movie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's definitely it's like more meaningful like than the Sugar Hill shit. It definitely could beat out a Sugar Hill movie, but it's different than The Wire in comparison. Like that young man story, like in the beginning where people didn't know how to fucking make this shit work. So
better than Paid in Full.
The movie.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Paid in Full is my favorite movie of all time. Like. You gotta give me more. You gotta give me more seasons of this shit to be.
But it's very good.
It's very good. Like the content is
very good.
I don't want to watch the more drug dealing. We do too much drug.
This is a perspective that I don't think has been told.
It's not just the black perspective. It's the Hispanic perspective. It's the CIA's perspective. It's not like one story about
El Chapo.
Concentrated. Yeah. It's not concentrated just on black people. Yeah. But it shows, and I think it's very important to not hide from. It shows like. Now they're
how
trying
corrupt the government is.
That.
Right.
And then now they're showing the beginnings of the destruction of how crack destroyed neighborhoods. And so it's getting to that point now because now you have competitors. So that doesn't give anything away. But that first episode was good, bro. It's better. Like the first episode is better than the previous year's episode.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah.
Damn. I'm excited. I know
it look like they're stepping the game up.
When does that come on?
It comes on.
I mean, it's online. Just catch it on Fox FX.
Yeah, at Fox FX. I can't remember what days it comes. It's like Thursday. I think Thursday night. Yeah. Thursday night at 10. So
but go just watch catch it online. Shit. It's really good.
I've been on it since the beginning. They almost lost me at one point.
Well, season 1 was a little rocky. But
season 1 was amazing in the beginning.
Yeah.
And then they started showing a black kid going into a fucking Mexican neighborhood by himself in fucking Los Angeles.
Well, in a time in the day and age, you're not coming out of that neighborhood.
You are not. Niggas won't do that now. Yeah. And you got coke with you?
Yeah.
That shit almost. He
also like remember when he was in Oakland?
Yeah.
And he just casually walked into that crack dealer's.
Yeah. I was like, what the fuck? Get out of here. But they mended that shit back together. Like,
yeah.
And I was like, all right, they got it again. Yeah. So they almost lost me early.
Yeah. Snowfall's the shit.
Yeah, I love the show. It's one of my favorite shows right now. So
it's good content.
We got a brother locked down right now.
Can we talk about this?
ASAP Rocky, man.
Down.
In Sweden.
I know people are talking about it, but I feel like more people should be talking about it.
Yeah, we used to think Sweden was fucking cool.
Yeah, that's the same reaction I had too. And when you look at what they've been doing, so like quick timeline, ASAP Rocky puts out all this shit on Twitter, videos, Instagram stuff, saying that 2 guys in Sweden had been following and harassing his crew for like 4 blocks, and they were like slapping women on the ass and like all kinds of stuff and like throwing headphones and shit at them. And eventually ASAP Rocky responded, and they like got in a scuffle on the street. It didn't look that crazy.
Just a regular fight.
But the Swedish
it wasn't completely regular. Though.
Yeah, it wasn't like a beat down.
Yeah.
But they do got tossed. It was a tossing. But anyways, the Swedish police came and arrested him, and apparently the prosecutor that's trying his case, there's apparently some like young gun that's looking for celebrity fame or something like that. Even though it's like against all kinds of international policies, they put him in a jail for 2 weeks until his like, I guess you'd call it like sentencing or whatever. They also just raided his hotel managers, his tour managers' hotel room. Yeah. So it's like, it's extra crazy. And they're also extending his like time in jail. So there's like no due process. And apparently like he's in a cell with like a crazy person throwing like poop all around and stuff like that. It's super nuts. Yeah. But like how has the U.S. government not stepped in?
And shit like
he's a rapper.
Yeah. So there is a plan. I think there's a senator that is.
I read about that senator. I forget his name. But shout out to him.
So supposedly, but now he's seen it. But supposedly the prosecutor didn't see that video that ASAP put out.
Does he not have the internet?
Yeah. Well, no, he didn't see it at first before they arrested him.
Okay.
ASAP ended up putting that out, but regardless, he's seen it now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it doesn't matter. But from my perspective, the beatdown, it was an ass whooping. Like 3 of his boys, like look, let me describe it to you. Snowden is
the dude definitely gets tossed.
Snowden is to subscribe the
it wasn't a stomping.
The perfection.
Though.
No, this is an amazing. It
was
to me it was equivalent to like when Tupac and them did the old boy and
it had the efficiency of that.
So let me tell you what happened. So
it's a fight breakdown.
Just a fight breakdown because I love that. I gotta share this with you. I also seen this chick, one of the amazing combination of fighting I ever seen. So this dude ASAP, this shit was a great fucking move. Like he fucking, it was like a fucking movie like wrestling shit.
Yeah.
ASAP grabs this dude. And he's kind of out of frame at some point. Next thing you know, you see this dude. Let me tell the story, Snow. Let me have my moment. And so he grabs the dude. He slings this dude fucking across, like basically across the street, like
by his head, by his pants.
He was by his it was like a shoulderish. It was just a sling
by his arm.
Yeah, like kind of shoulder, arm, boom, boom. Swings his ass clear across. Then his boys, you know what to do. They roll up and everybody, boom, 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 ragging them. But before this, what's happening is these motherfuckers now with Snow can be back in the game. These motherfuckers is following these dudes, right? They were following the fuck out of them, right? It was so annoying. Like it was just like it was harassment.
I mean, it was for sure harassment.
And like they call it molestation though. Like
that's what the police are calling slapping the girls on the ass.
Yeah,
they're saying that they don't have like sexual harassment laws in Sweden. Yeah, it's like considered like it's a very technical, nuanced bullshit.
But like, and the guy throws his like headphones at the head of what's the name? ASAP's bodyguards.
Yeah.
Like ASAP them kept trying to tell him, please leave. We don't want to go to jail for fighting you. Please go. Repeatedly telling these dudes that. Yeah. And then next thing you know, you see ASAP slinging the motherfucker across, and they whack. It was just a great move, and it was hammer time. The punches were on sync. Like they was really
it was efficient. It was efficient.
And ASAP got his licks in. Like he showed his worth. Like if I'm a bodyguard, all right, I'm fighting for ASAP. You know what I mean? He's showing that he'll do his own work. Put his own work. But ASAP is putting his own work when he was in jail with Casanova too.
Well, yeah, I mean ASAP fought Casanova.
The dark skinned Casanova, the real Casanova.
He didn't fight Casanova. He fought a dude in jail.
Oh. They fought a dude together in jail.
No, they didn't fight a dude together. He fought a dude. ASAP fought a dude by himself in jail. Casanova was fighting his own fights against other people.
I heard a couple of different jail stories from both of them, but A$AP Rocky's always been fighting. Like they would get in fights with their fans in the beginning. Like every show, they would jump in the crowd and get in a fight with somebody.
How they gonna come to your concert and fight you?
People throw stuff on stage, and A$AP didn't like it in the beginning. He was not about. He was like, "Don't throw shit at me." And he would go down in the crowd and toss some people up. He's been fighting.
That's the Casanova shit. This is the Casanova story. I know the story very well because it's one of my favorite fucking stories. I love these dudes who really putting work in. You know what I mean?
I'm out here grinding.
But basically, Casanova's already in jail. Casanova already running the shit, right? He young as fuck. He running the jail. Eventually, old boy A$AP comes in. A$AP is somewhat shook a little bit. He ain't really comfortable and shit. Casanova ended up taking him under his wing, and people was like, "Why?" It's because he said he wasn't a threat. He's like, everybody's fucking trying to fuck everybody up in here. It's hard to find a motherfucker that ain't trying to fuck you up. You know what I mean? So eventually, he was trying to give A$AP the game. Eventually, what happens is these dudes is trying to fuck with A$AP. It's this one dude in particular. A$AP has to fight this dude by himself in a area like in the shower area. He beats the dude down, so A$AP gets his prop. Eventually, Casanova says, "Hey, I'm gonna take over the whole jail." He beats this big ass fucking dude down. Later on, right as A$AP has said he's leaving the jail, he beats this dude down, and Casanova takes over the whole fucking jail, and that's the story of them two being in jail together. Rap Radar actually got that interview. You can find it on YouTube.
Yeah, there's a bunch of videos about it on all over the internet.
But
it's almost like paid in full. Giving $150 and everything.
That Rap Radar one, go check that one out. The official
jail fights.
Boom. A$AP telling the story. Casanova.
Yeah, the dude from Panama, what are you, Panamanian?
Yeah, man. So I hope A$AP gets out, man. Like soon.
It's mind blowing that he's still in jail.
It's crazy. Like I don't know.
And they talking about Haiti bad. They fucking people up in fucking Sweden.
I think that is the most crazy thing about it, Katie. Though, is that like you wouldn't. I mean, at least I didn't think of Sweden like that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like
I know,
like if you're in Russia.
Like,
you better toe the line, right? If you're in a lot of different Asian countries, toe the line. Like, don't fuck up in Japan. But Sweden
is like where you go to parlay, just like you can do what you got to do up in there. Like
I thought they were really chill and like peaceful, smart.
Like, my bad, chilling.
But what we didn't realize, they got a bunch of blonde hair, blue eyes.
Yeah,
they're in they're doing their thing just like everybody else, huh, guys?
It's crazy.
So,
I had no idea.
Yeah, I hope, like I said, we wish him well. And then
shout out to A$AP Rocky.
We got this Nike thing. Recently Nike canceled the whole like Betsy Ross Air Max ones. So basically they were gonna put out for like 4th of July kind of deal.
Yeah.
With the Betsy Ross flag on the back, the circular stars and shit like that. And supposedly Colin Kaepernick is like, nah, motherfuckers, this shit don't make sense. It's offensive, blah, blah, blah. And they ended up pulling it off the shelves.
But Nike always played both sides. They play both sides.
And so I guess, one of those things we can talk about is it's just, not enough representation of Black people in these companies that
culture vultures.
It probably should have been caught way earlier.
Yeah. It's one of those, somebody, I think Beyonce or somebody just said this recently, but like you have to have some representation in the room. Yep. It's amazing that this shit doesn't get caught sooner.
It's something that Dapper Dan has been talking about a lot since.
That's who I think it was that just said that. Yeah.
And so Dapper Dan, they came up with this new initiative within Gucci because of the whole shit that happened with Gucci.
Yeah.
He came up with a new initiative like, yo, this is how
Young
things
Thug still wear that bullshit.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people was like, at the end of the day, they're like, yo, this is something like they actually did something. It wasn't like they just sat there and was like sat on their hands and just fucking.
No,
so
Gucci did a lot to try to.
Yeah. And a lot of people, and actually, Tip said.
There's a few other people that was wearing.
Well, Tip said 90 days anyway. They were just trying to represent, like, we have power here. We're not saying that we're trying to end you, but we're trying to let you know that we matter. So you have to have representation. So he was trying to get something done. He wasn't saying that this brand needs to go away. We don't need to cancel this brand.
No, ain't nobody.
I think he also understands that I think Tip also understood that this is a European culture. Motherfuckers don't know they don't know. A lot of them don't know about blackface in these fucking cultures.
Yeah, I mean, when you go to Europe, and he's been there a gazillion times more than I have, you can spend time in countries where there are no black people.
There are no black people. Yeah. Like, they know nothing about American culture.
Lots
and that's
of
a problem, because you're selling your stuff in American culture.
Market is
black, not only black people, but like just Americans in general. And we are a part of American culture. You need to know what the fuck is going on here. You need to know what the fuck is going on. You can't sell shit here. That's no excuse. That is no excuse. So now we got these initiatives that they're supposed to be passing around a lot of other fashion brands.
Shout out to Puma. They still rocking that. They do the Nipsey brand.
Yeah, that's dope. Yeah, I forgot all about that. Yeah, it's gonna be dope. I wonder if they're gonna have some like a lot of like low top like
that shit
samba looking shit.
That shit was stupid fly. I was like, God damn, you killing that shit.
Yeah, you gotta respect that shit. So we got something that's
Puma's been killing it though.
Yeah, they really have.
Yeah.
I mean,
but it's crazy. All these shoe brands are doing pretty well right now. Like Adidas, Puma, and Nike are kind of like
shit.
Top three.
Like they thriving. I don't know when one of them is. I wonder when the Converse is gonna come back.
Converse is crushing. The Converse is owned by Nike, and their sales are crazy.
I want them to come back, or I guess I mean more so in the basketball.
What the fuck are they selling?
Oh yeah, their basketball shoes.
Because Converse is a
part
of
they
Nike
have
now.
They just restarted their basketball line, but it's
the
not.
problem.
It's not.
Since
dope.
they're a part of Nike now, Nike is not. Why the fuck would I make another Converse basketball shoe?
I feel like Vans is probably the company that's seen the most growth in the last 5. All of a sudden, everybody's got Vans.
Skater kids.
Yeah, everybody's got
and
Vans.
Lil Weezy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's because like a lot of the skater kids made it like that low
backpacking,
and it doesn't cost that much. A lot of times that fails where you don't have that the reach to get something. This is like really accessible, but it's also still popular. So.
Yeah, everybody is okay with Vans, but they're $60.
Yeah, that's what I like.
Jordans are $225.
That's what's good. Like kids can rock them at school. You ain't got to be like
they fly.
Yeah, you ain't got. I wish I had these shits when I was like.
Yeah, no, the Vans were in Atlanta growing up. Vans were not the shit.
It was
not at all.
No,
they were always there. You just never really. They were in Journeys or some shit like that.
Do y'all remember Lil B's song when he was still on the Packs? It was called. It was like I got my Vans on, but they look like sneakers. It came out so long ago.
Damn, the only Lil B song I remember is the one with.
This was when he was still with that Virginia rap group called the Packs. It was a long time ago.
Huh.
Anyways.
Yeah, I think I remember it.
Who the fuck is Lil B?
It's a catchy. I'm not gonna try to rap it. It's a catchy ass song though. But shout out to Vans.
So we got something that's in your bag, man.
Yes, new music. I feel like we don't talk about a lot of new music on here, not as much as we should. Dev Hynes, Blood Orange, just put out a follow-up album to one of my favorite albums. So the new album's called Angel's Pulse, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
Super, super. Katie, you should definitely check it out. It's so up your alley. It goes, the sounds of it go so many different ways. I feel like that's kind of the future of music.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be really multifaceted and know how to tap into he's got soul sounding shit on there.
Yeah.
On some tracks, and then super sexy R&B. And then he's got a song with Project Pat and Gangsta Boo. And it's all on the same album. It's so good. That the Project Pat Gangsta Boo album or song is one of my favorite songs ever. It's amazing. It's so good.
That's my spot right there. I'm like, oh.
Have you guys? I guess you haven't checked out, Katie. You haven't checked out yet.
I'm
on it now. I bet you when the show ends, I'm on it.
Yeah, you're gonna want to ride home to that.
I haven't gone all the way through it.
It's amazing.
But yeah, man. So yeah, it's dope to continue the movement, continue the soul music.
Yeah.
It's very important. Some aspects are some people are losing that really. Some people aren't doing as much. There are artists that are popular like a Chris Brown who isn't as much of that soulful sound.
Yeah.
So it's important to have these artists that are still doing that. There's a lot of them out there that are kind of.
I just discovered
but you may
something.
have to just find them.
Recently, we have a lot of battle rap going on in Atlanta.
Oh yeah.
I did not know that. I did not know.
Battle rap is huge.
I did not know that though. Here in Atlanta.
Here too, like everywhere.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I did not.
It's like any other underground scene. You have to like be. It's not like a mainstream. Like you're not going to hear about it on those platforms.
Yeah, when I started to realize there was like this one rapper who was on this show. It was like a battle rap show. I can't remember what it was called, but the top rapper in that shit was from Atlanta. And he was a spitter. Like, it wasn't like no shot at button. This nigga was like a fucking rapper.
Shit, but
there's a lot of them dudes around, man. It's just
I did not know that. It's kind of a big deal now. Battle rapping. That shit is crazy.
Tuesday nights on Auburn Avenue, I think it is. I forget what that building is called.
You know it's gonna be around there.
Not the Masonic building, is it?
No. It's like it's not the department store, but it's whatever came after the department store. When the department store got shut down, they all moved down the block.
Yeah.
But they still battle rap there. Tuesday nights, show starts at midnight.
It's
awesome.
Dope.
Yeah. Every time I go there, everybody thinks that I work for Vice. I'm like, I don't.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter how many times I tell them. They're like,
fuck is this motherfucker?
Here's my mixtape anyways. Check me out. Like,
but I do fuck with somebody who's gonna take down Vice. WeLuvTrap.
Yeah, WeLuvTrap. Now I can say that.
We can say that.
Yeah.
So what about another rapper, Wale? He got a new joint out, bro.
What y'all think?
The single is it's dope.
Yeah,
but I don't know if
is it on par with the rest of his shit.
It's better than a lot of his shit. I
think at the end of the day, I don't think it's gonna change anything for Wale. I think he's kind of still gonna be on that same tier where it's just because Wale is so like true to what he wants to make. He's not always trying to like catch that like hit. Sometimes he's feeling like, oh yeah, I think I can. This might be one of them songs that can get played, but sometimes he's just not fucking with that. I think he'll still be that like guy that's below like the, not skill wise, but just like notoriety wise, like below like Kendrick and Cole and those guys. Just that one tier. I think he stays the same. He doesn't go any lower.
Yeah, I don't know what it is because I know he's super talented.
He's extremely talented.
He's super talented, but never like. I don't repeat his music a lot for some reason. I don't know why. Because
sometimes it gets dark.
I mean, I don't mind dark though. Most of my shit, I'm listening to either sad or sexy. Those are the two lanes that I stay in, and like I'm not afraid of dark or sad or any of that negative shit. But for some reason, I just don't go back to Wale's shit.
But dark emotional sometimes is hard to want to like. You love it, but sometimes you don't want to say it again because maybe it brings you back to something.
Man,
you know what I mean? Maybe subconsciously.
I threw on Mazzy Star this morning, had a little cry in the shower. It was nice. Like, got in touch with my emotions and shit.
I don't know if Mazzy Star is it a woman or a man?
Mazzy Star is a woman, and she sings like the most depressing music ever.
I could sing a depressing woman's song because it doesn't touch me the same. Right. You see what I'm saying? But when I
listen to Radiohead.
Yeah.
That's pretty. I got you.
So I had this theory, like the one thing about Wale is like, so him and Drake are the best emotional rappers.
Drake is way better.
I don't put Drake way better than Wale. This is why. Because Drake's is a candy-coated version of emotions for me.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah,
it's like watered down.
And this is preference, right? This is more preference.
No, I get you.
And so, and Wale's feels so like he's telling the story of like, Drake will tell the story like, yo, when I talked to the girl, she dissed me. He's telling you the story of what happened. Wale's like, yo, his girl he just caught his girl fucking another nigga. He saw her, blah, blah, blah. Went home.
Drake's complaining about Cheesecake Factory. Wale's like, she swallows someone else's kids.
He swallows his kids. I was in the corner for a week crying. Yeah. The next week I got up, I fucked 12 girls because I was just angry about it and I couldn't love anybody anymore type shit.
If y'all ever listen to like The Dream, and like The Dream has this really like wonderful habit of saying something really like poetic and sweet and loving. Yeah. But at the same time, he keeps it like really, really hood. Mm-hmm. He's like, I'm gonna knock that weave out. Like, you know what I mean? Like he says, but it's like sweet how he says it. Mm-hmm. He's like singing it. Like that's kind of how Wale is. Like he's talking about like love and shit. Yeah. But he's saying it in this like really like strip club type way.
What like Wale would say shit like, after she hurt me, I started cutting shit like that. Like every day I cut myself and shit. That. You know what I mean? Like Wale was that's what I'm saying. I mean, he even talks about like suicidal shit.
Did y'all hear that Freddie Gibbs said he tried to shoot himself?
Oh really?
Big Gibbs?
Yeah.
He's been through a lot, man. This dude comes from like the fucking worst of Gary, Indiana. Like,
I also forgot that he was locked up in like Germany or some shit for like a hot minute, like a year or something.
Like the shit that you like, people don't understand. Like,
and you said that was a terrible ordeal.
I'm pretty sure. Like, PSD is real shit, man. Like that shit can fuck you up. Like.
Get the fuck out of here.
You know what I mean? Like people, suicide, all that shit. Like that's on the menu for brothers that went through a lot in the hood, man. Like people got to stop thinking like these brothers, just because they was able to kill a person, that they somehow are so much more immune to like mental issues. You know what I mean?
No, 100%.
So we gotta really like, you know, check out stuff. But I think Wale's song is like Wale. It's hard for him to make a bad song. Like that's what's crazy. Like I don't think he makes a lot of bad songs to me.
I think like by technical definitions, you're right. But there's something about him that just is not ever. I don't know.
I like it. I just don't like Rick Ross.
Yeah. I like most of Wale's shit, but it's just something. I think it's shit about his personality that doesn't work for people.
Y'all liked Flower Lotus Bomb?
Of course.
Yes. Yeah, really?
That was my bad.
I like when he gets into his commercial bag. I like when he gets in his like more musical bag with the go-go shit. I like most, but he can rap. He can fucking
he's
rap.
a really good rapper.
And so
I'll say that. He's got crazy talent there.
I think it's really just that people haven't warmed up to him as a personality yet.
Well, I don't think he wants to be the out front. He don't want to be the front runner.
I think he does want to be.
That's the problem.
That's one of his biggest problems.
He's not pushing.
There's no way to know. I don't know
he
him
does.
at all.
But that's the problem. We don't feel like you ever hear him talk.
I think he's mad that he doesn't have that. But I don't think he wants to play the game.
Yeah.
So it's like weird. He wants like both. Like he doesn't want to play the game, but he's mad that he's not.
But he talks to Joe about the times where he tried to play the game.
That's fair. That's fair.
You know what I mean.
Yeah.
So it's this weird thing, but like
it was Rick Ross that fucked him up.
But he also wants people to love him for him, and sometimes he doesn't see the love that he gets.
Yeah.
So he's just.
Well, I think he gets caught in that. Everybody does this, but like one negative. Yeah, exactly. T-Pain went through this. One negative thing will override 100 good things.
Yeah, exactly.
That's just human nature.
And he sees the negative a lot. He's starting to see that now, like motherfuckers comment 100, good
just
things.
Do the Cardi, man. Just keep pushing, man.
Yeah.
If you got a dope ass bag, keep in your bag, keep pushing. Same thing.
But it's also hard for a dude who's been going this long, like to tell him that. You're like, shit, man.
He's also seeing people like Kendrick, J. Cole,
like pass him.
Yeah. By like not just like by acclaim, but by money.
My money, acclaim, like
and
all
J.
that
Cole
shit.
is out here looking like he's like a freshman in
like
college.
King of New York.
Like he dresses so like funny to me. Like J. Cole has so much money.
Yeah.
And you would never know from the way he dresses.
So he's like in that and he's friends with, Cole, and like you can see that shit. And so
your homeboy pull up in a dirty Bentley and you over here stealing your 2000 Maybach.
Right.
Yeah, man. So
shout out to Wale though.
Yeah, Wale.
So now we were talking about Drake. You think Drake
Wale and T-Pain need to get together?
Back? Is he holding your people's back?
Yeah, I think Drake. I don't know. I'm a huge Drake fan, but so Division, another artist, I was excited to see if KD had discovered yet.
For anybody out there, it's spelled DVSN, right?
And they're making that's right. And they're making some of the like best, especially if you're trying to get in your like sexy bag. Mm-hmm. They're making some of the best music out there right now, and it doesn't make sense to me that they're not insanely popular. I mean, like Weeknd popular. Like that's how popular I feel like they should be.
So are they better than Black?
If Black's put out more
that's
music.
That's my R&B guy. That's like
Yeah.
That's the standard for me. Like right now, how do they compare to Black?
Do they have a background in hip hop? Mostly like how heavy is their?
So they were, they're producers first.
Yeah.
But yeah, mostly hip hop that they were producing for, and then they got in this like kind of R&B bag. Probably by way of Drake or whatever.
Yeah, I think, man, I don't know. Maybe they had some weird.
Black just put out an album.
Maybe it's some weird oversaturation thing where like, I don't know why.
No, but look at Party. Why is Party not like? Where's Party? Where did Party Next Door go? Like he's so talented and great. Like what happened to him? I feel like Drake does do a little thing, and I hate when I see this happen. Mm-hmm. Whereas you see J. Cole like putting everybody on like really hard,
put people on the shelf. I feel
like he's I feel like he's kind of shelving people.
Or maybe he's not doing that. Maybe he just can't handle that role. He can't.
He's just not pushing.
He's
them
just
up.
Not pushing.
He's
them
the
up.
act. He's
the act. He has to be so much of being the act that he's not actually doing what he's supposed to do.
And not to say that one is better than the other, but it takes a lot more effort to be Drake than it does to be J. Cole.
Oh yeah.
Like for sure.
It definitely does. Like it is a lot of, there's a lot more commercial bags, like style stuff that Drake has, business dealings in.
I mean, everybody here knows how I feel about R&B and like where it's going in the next few years, but they just put out 2 new singles, and I don't feel like the sound is oversaturated. We got a bunch of male and female R&B kind of SoundCloud, lo-fi.
I'm fucking with the vibe now.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, I think. I just wanted to see if possibly that could be anything, but it may not be. I think maybe it's just Drake is not managing this situation well.
Would you sign to Drake?
No.
I don't think I would either. No. Would you sign to Drake? I mean, it seems like it'd be great.
I would sign to fucking QC.
Yeah.
I don't even care what fucking rap I do.
If I was a rock and roll artist, I'd be trying to sign to QC.
Yes, I would sign to QC. These
doesn't matter what I'm doing.
They understand.
I'm doing soca.
They understand all the shit. Yeah. They understand the marketing shit. Yeah, they understand get music
and they push it.
They push it. They fucking understand the family shit. I'm signing. If you any nigga, sign to QC.
Coach got you. Coach got you.
TDE or QC. Yeah. Don't sign nowhere else. Maybe Dreamville eventually.
What about Rock Nation? What about Rock Nation?
That's different. That's slightly different. Well, I think you signed to Rock Nation. Maybe I
would sign to Rock Nation.
I would put that, but I may put that lower on my list.
You already got to be coming with the bag. You already got to be coming with credentials to get in.
Yeah, you got to have some like credentials.
You already got to have that.
The thing I like about QC and TDE is they don't seem to operate like
they get it out the mud.
It's
a family.
It feels more of a part. Although Rock Nation is more of a partnership than most,
but it's a big corporation.
Yeah, but it's big, and so like they kind of dealing with these
sports. They're doing like everything.
Yeah, they're dealing with a lot of shit.
Yeah,
you get to fucking talk to a motherfucker. Like, although they also. Rock Nation gives you your own personal fucking team. Like it's hard, but
it would all be nice. But I feel like
I would go with like a smaller like core where it feels more like a family.
A root,
like I can fucking hug this motherfucker one day.
Yeah. Grassroots.
Yeah. Speaking of Rock Nation, Jay just signed Jazzo, his mentor. It was beefing for a while, bro.
Everybody was beefing with Jay.
We need an applause for that one too. That's
Jay.
Everything is
Jay
love.
bringing us black folks back together.
That's growth.
Everything is love. Has anybody had more growth than Jay-Z? He squashed the beef with Nas. He even squashed the beef with Cameron.
He squashed the beef with
I never thought that would happen.
And Killer out there putting his ex-girlfriend out there. He
even had a slight beef with Wayne, like a slight
it was
beef.
It was
now
weird.
Wayne like, yo, that motherfucker's the greatest.
Yeah.
Like, this motherfucker, man, Jay's... But like the Jazzo shit makes you feel good because, Jazzo, him and Jazzo put him on, man. And this was when Jay was like, yo, this rap shit ain't gonna work. I'm just keep selling drugs. And Jazzo kept them going. They kept going throughout the years. Jazzo was on a lot of his albums. And then eventually, I think what happened is they tried to sign Jazzo. And Jazzo wasn't like, nah, he wasn't trying to do it. I think that maybe they created a riff and they was beefing for years and years, and then they was going hard at each other too. You know how brothers, when you break up, that shit happen. And
it's like a fucking supernova.
So
boom.
They just did a partnership. I mean, Jay has been signing all of his that's like his enemies.
The first was Nas.
He signed Nas. Then he gets Jim Jones.
Yep.
And he gets this guy. I mean, he can't say like he probably looking like. You fucking dope. Like, you really good. Like, why wouldn't I want to sign? Like, Jim Jones was like, I don't know why you called me here. It was like,
you know how Drake just said, I'm buying the building of everybody that shut the door on me? That's what Jay-Z really does.
Oh, yeah. He, actually acts that out.
He's like, oh, we used to beef? Why don't you sign in my label?
Yeah, I'm still waiting for something to happen.
Label of enemies.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for something to happen again between Drake and fucking Little Brother Fonte and Ninth Wonder. Like, when is that shit gonna happen? You know, Drake, that's his biggest influence.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's the craziest thing about the Drake Pusha T beef is
Shout out to Little Brother.
Drake loved those lyricists.
Yeah.
Like Drake, and that's the most unfortunate thing about the stigma he's been stuck with.
Yeah.
Is Drake loves lyricists.
He loves them.
Like if you spit bars, Drake probably listens to you.
So I don't know if he is, but there was a moment where like I think Fonte was kind of a little bit pissed off because they did music that was supposed to go on the album.
Yeah.
And
it didn't make it.
And it didn't make it.
Yeah.
But
that
yeah,
happens.
but back to
Will Smith and Jazzy Jeff did their little thing.
Yeah, you know, Will Smith and Jazzy Jeff gonna always be rocking, man.
Yeah.
No, they were beefing.
They like them dudes is cool as fuck.
Yeah, Will Smith's beef, sir.
That was
they're not real beef. They belong.
No, that couldn't have been a real beef. That motherfucker wouldn't even let you
They're
know.
50% comedy.
Yeah. Like it's mostly
how you beef with someone that's always smiling.
Yeah, he always like just fucking chilling.
What?
That motherfucker's so rich too.
They were saying on a little documentary that they didn't talk for at least 3
I'm hyping right now.
Yeah, but was it like a beef talk? Like
it wasn't no shots fired, but they was like, nah, I told him I ain't answering none of his phone calls. I ain't talked to him.
Oh yeah.
But now he. You know, Will Smith trying to rap now, so he back on his back.
Yeah.
I mean, shout out to Will Smith, though.
I mean, they was going to Europe together and shit like a few years ago. So
Yeah.
Man, dude. So the new Dreamville album.
Some rapidy rap. I keep saying it.
Who won it? Who won it with Hollywood Coke? Who won it with Dreamville?
Man, JID, man.
JID's
That's all I gotta say.
He's the standout on that, right?
That's one of my new motherfuckers.
All right, then who's the top 3 then? All right. Of course
I like Buddy.
Okay.
And obviously Cole came in looking like a grown up on that album.
They got a girl on there.
To Ari Lennox.
Ari Lennox,
she's talented.
You see her in the thing. I like more of like I love the documentary a lot.
Yeah. I think it was well shot. Yeah.
Like it made you feel like how everybody was excited. Like the producers were excited to come there. You know what I mean? Everybody was just really feeling it. It was good vibes. Nobody was
Shout out to
beefing.
J. Cole for thinking of this
you know what
and
I mean?
doing it. That shit was crazy. He was showing everybody the way.
Yeah.
Well, Scarface, was it Scarface who did this too? With
I mean, people have set up camps of
like this kind
especially
of thing.
in the South.
But
like,
typically it wasn't documented
like
this.
Family, like
you know, the greatest camp documentary is that Wu-Tang one that just came out. Like that was a gang of dudes sitting in a room critiquing each other.
Producers and rappers.
They were just bettering each other.
One of the biggest one of the most fucking prolific, insane one was the one for Illmatic.
Yeah.
You notice all the greatest producers came into play for Illmatic.
Yeah.
Nas ain't picked them beats. Those producers picked the beats for his ass.
Have we talked about how Nas doesn't have the masters to Illmatic?
Yeah.
That's so nuts.
What's
the
name?
Possible?
What's his name? The white dude that used to be in the what's the group called? Shit.
You know who has his masters?
Yeah.
The Doobie Brothers?
It's a white dude who used to be in the rap group. Shit, what the fuck is that rap? He had the glasses. Like he was actually a real good MC.
LMFAO?
No. This is we're talking about late 80s, early 90s.
Wow.
He's one of the first.
Can you imagine about if they own Nas's masters?
He's one of like the first like
Beastie Boys?
rap. No.
I don't know.
What's his name?
Let's look it up.
White rappers in the 70s?
Yeah, look that up for me, G. No, not the 70s. Late 80s. Early 90s time.
That's the Beastie Boys.
Is any of the Illmatic?
No, not the Beastie Boys. He wasn't a part of the Beastie Boys.
Is any of the Illmatic stuff like documented? Like the camp sessions?
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
I think probably somebody has something.
Someone had to have something.
But all the producers talk about it. There was a documentary about it. It actually wasn't about him. It was about his manager.
Yeah.
At the time. But damn, I can't remember the dude's name. We'll talk about it. We'll bring it up at some point.
All right, let me ask this then.
Jay-Z names him in the record, and I think he names him in the Takeover record.
Now I know what I don't remember dude's name though.
Yeah.
Is that Dreamville album the best hip hop album of 2019?
I'm not gonna say that yet.
So far.
I'm not even gonna say that. I would say it's on the top, kind of the top tier of my list.
Yeah.
Of my favorite ones of 2019.
What could compete?
DJ Khaled.
Really?
Yeah. No. I'm not saying I'm not putting one in any order. I'm saying it's in that top. I'm not saying like I love Tyler's. I love this one. I'm not saying one is better than one.
Just hip hop rap album.
Yeah,
that's the only thing I'm talking about.
Like I would want to listen to this more. I don't want to like jump out in that yet. But,
I think it might be my favorite hip hop album.
Yeah.
Of 2019.
Yeah.
I don't know about favorite album. My favorite album is that new Daniel Caesar joint.
Mm-hmm.
That's just fire. Super smooth. That's another thing, new act that you'd like, Katie. If you like Black, you would like Daniel Caesar.
Oh yeah, I've heard
his new. Have you listened to his new album?
Not the new one, but I've heard the stuff
so
he already got out.
So good.
Yeah, and there's like because there's some underground shit that I like too that came out. I have to go back to all the albums that came out in 2000, rap albums that came out.
One of these guys, Wikipedia that Illmatic person.
Let's see.
I just put Illmatic on there.
MC Search, that's him.
Oh, that's like Ace of Base. What's that?
Yeah, that's Search. Yeah, Search.
See?
Yep.
I caught up.
That's dope.
Good job.
I caught that one.
So, yeah, man. So we were kind of like, I think it's dope. I think the collaboration was amazing. I think that always breeds dope music. We know because that's how the shit work in Atlanta.
No shit.
Not always. I feel like Kanye, the last couple of albums have been camp sessions and they haven't been executed.
But this was, I don't think these sessions were the same. Probably, like maybe these sessions weren't
it's like a live album.
Yeah, I don't think these sessions was probably so. I think maybe he brought people in and they were coming in and coming out.
Yeah, the Wyoming, just using Wyoming sessions for example, it was like long period of time stretched out like incrementally. The Dreamville sessions for sure a lot more concentrated.
Yeah.
It happens over like 3 or 4 days, something like that.
It was like it gave the Dreamville was like, yo, come out here, do it.
Get it in and get out.
They were golden tickets. How cool is that, man? You know how cool it'd be to get the golden ticket to go to that?
You got to be like, you got to bring your A game if you want to be on the joint. So
everything was a friendly competition almost.
That was cool.
Young Jaden Smith, man.
What is he up to?
Well, recently, he's doing music, but recently he also said he's going to be a full-time inventor.
I heard that. I'm saying, what is he up to?
Full-time inventor?
Well,
I think Jaden Smith's been hanging out with Elon Musk too much.
Well, he's always been nuts. Like his family's let him be free. He showed up in not nuts, but like free thinking. Free thinking. I mean, he showed up at Kanye's wedding in a white Batman costume. Like
he also wears dresses like all the time.
Yeah, he kind of stopped that now since he started smashing these chicks. So,
I thought he was.
No, he's not gay. You know what you about to say? No, that dude ain't close. His mom said, I remember the day he did lose his virginity. Like she knew the day he lost his virginity. So it's just, but they do that shit that they do, like wearing dresses, because they like to feel like they have no limits,
no boundaries,
and
that's nothing. A very LA rich entertainment culture thing to have.
Yeah, and Will Smith admits that it went a little bit, they've gone a little bit too far for him, because Will wasn't feeling the whole dress thing at first. Yeah. You know what I mean? He called his mom and like called Jada, was like, nah, I ain't fucking with that. Eventually she convinced him, like, let him do his thing, and he'll come back, and he did. Yeah. But he's also been doing those like water things for Flint. The
water things are really. I think Jaden Smith's been doing stuff with water for a while now.
Yeah.
But the Flint, he's been like definitely like one of the top people with the Flint crisis.
Yeah, the Flint crisis, making these water machines that like just regenerate water, like and like a lot of companies won't do it.
Yeah,
because they're losing money.
Like he made 2 of them. They're not cheap to make.
No,
it's real deal money.
Have you guys listened? I listened to his most recent album a lot, and it's amazing. I forget what it was called, but it was amazing, and I'm excited. I haven't deep dived on this new one.
Jaden Smith?
Yeah, I haven't deep dived. This motherfucker is great.
Yeah, you have no idea.
Like you
That's
have no
what I'm saying.
idea.
I told you this was so many. I'm gonna send you links to everybody we talked about today.
This kid is
Y'all got
good.
T.I. kids doing shit.
It's not even comparable. No disrespect to T.I.'s kid.
Different.
Yeah, Jaden Smith. I think he's about to be like an Andy Warhol.
I heard him
out
in Coachella doing something.
He's gonna like it because he's our Maul of the show.
Yeah,
he's gonna like it because Maul fuck with Jaden.
Yeah, super hard. Yeah. But Jaden Smith he's so talented. It doesn't make sense to me.
It's
he's
crazy.
on another planet. Like
Will
is
talented.
His
dad is talented.
Yeah. But Jaden Smith's like a little alien or something.
Yeah. He's like this.
And
weird,
he's like 18.
He's doing this weird. He's good, man. Like the kid is good.
So
like
talented.
Lupe good. Like Frank Ocean good. Like
I don't think his like bars are the same there yet.
Yeah, he has good bars. But he does. He's like if you take risks like an Outcast would take risks, he's willing to do that.
Yeah.
He's willing to take those risks, those Andre risks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like just musically, visually and all that shit.
It might be safe to say that if like he might be like the most. Like if you had to say who is like the next Andre,
he's the closest.
It's the closest. Like,
he running that race.
Yeah.
I think Kendrick has like an Andre 3000 flow a lot of times.
Flow, but like just
being weird. That's
weird and just like willing to do whatever musically, and it just turns out good.
Yeah,
that's what.
I mean, like it's a literal comparison, but Andre wore dresses too. Yeah, he went through his dress phase. You know what I mean?
The kid is very
a kilt.
Yeah,
because of him.
It was like a wedding dress.
Because of him not living in those boundaries as much, it allows him to like fucking do like even the Icon song. When I first heard, like that shit's an ill record right there.
That's one of the hardest records ever. I'm an icon living.
I'm an icon living.
What? So nuts, man.
He's side sliding in the video. He got the Tesla wings all up. I'll tell you,
his videos are so fly.
I'm totally
coolest
shocked.
thing about him is that he does concept albums.
Yeah.
So like, I'm real thirsty for like concept. I've been telling Ferg this for like a while. Like I need packages, and we just get these singles nowadays, and like that's cool. But I'm thirsty for like what we used to get.
ATL in his joint,
right? And
Kanye joint,
and Jaden, he'll give you a concept album, and this is a really good follow up. It sounds like it's the shit.
Yeah, man. I think
all right.
I think people that can allow themselves to hear this like will fuck with it real heavy.
So you know how we were talking about like Blood Orange, like how they have this like it's a very futuristic, like they're blending a lot of genres. They're creating a lot of new sounds. Jaden Smith is a perfect example of that too. It's like it's sort of like it feels like this is where the future of music is going. It mixes a lot of elements.
Yeah, dude.
Very interesting.
All right, y'all. Thinking we had a dope one this time. Freestyle episode. Yo, shout out to Lil Nas X. I can't remember if his streak is still going on, but he might beat Mariah
Week 14, Carey. He might beat Mariah.
Yeah.
And there's rumors that Mariah might make a remix to Old Town Road.
Oh yeah. Oh. Mariah might make a remix. What was you saying, G?
He got a new remix out with that yodeling boy on there.
Oh, does he? Yeah. I haven't heard it yet. Oh, this is about to be crazy. That's how he keep it moving. Yeah. He keep coming out with one thing to make that song stay on the top chart. He's trying to beat Mariah, man.
I think he's a genius.
Did you say yodeling?
Yeah. Yes, there's a yodeling kid. Yeah. Yo, that kid is good as fuck at yodeling though.
Yeah, and
like his voice is dope. Like
this song sounds so dope too. Like I would never want to admit it.
Yeah, I remember.
But the remix sounds insane.
Didn't Atlantic Records sign that dude?
Yeah. Atlanta Records will sign anyone with internet fame.
Whatever.
If you have internet fame,
you gotta get Insta. I'm trying. That's why we need to get popping so we get signed by Atlanta Records. All right, y'all.
Chill.
Have a good weekend. We out of here. Subscribe, do all that stuff. Follow us on Instagram. WeLuvTrap, Ferg Movin Weight. Go on the Trapkast and listen to everything on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, you name it. Rock with us.
Support your local weed man.
Peace.
Don't buy the Marlboro green pack.
Don't buy the Marlboro green pack.